Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a Yu-Gi-Oh! Discussion video. No, we're not gonna talk about Realm of Light. No, we're going to talk about its destruction! I could do that even louder, but then my father would really be creeped out downstairs. We're not talking about the Realm of Light. We're talking about the light of destruction. A continuous trap card. Quite simple effect. When an opponent's card effect sends a card, or cards, from their deck to the graveyard, send the top 3 cards of their deck to the graveyard. Clearly in relation to Realm of Light, it looks so very similar, but it's just destroyed. Considering that Realm of Light assists Lightsworns in doing what they want to do. It is support for Lightsworns. So, Light of Destruction, you would assume it's anti-Lightsworn, which is the case. Because Lightsworns send cards on the top of their deck to the graveyard. Through most of the Lightsworns' effects, then they'll have Foolish Burial, they might have a Mathematician, and a few other cards. They run out of cards in their main deck quite fast. Generally, with like the Judgment Dragons and the possible Synchro with Raiden and the special summon of Phalis and Wolf, and then like a Light Ray monster in between. Generally, Lightsworn duels against Lightsworn decks don't take all that long. I suppose if they can't get like a lot of their monster combos out, they won't mill as much, therefore they won't discard as much. If they can't get their Charge of the Light Brigade or Solar Recharge working, that's already more cards still in the main deck. But generally, Lightsworn, if they're doing well, they can cut out their main deck by a lot. They can go from 40 in their let's say they go second. They have 6 cards in their hand, 34 left in the deck. If they have a good opening hand, then chances are at the end of their first turn, they'll have 20 or less cards on their deck through Solar Recharge, Charge of the Light Brigade, and the end phase like 1, 2, even 3 cards at mill, 2, 3, 4 cards. And then either get a Minerva to get something else. There's a lot of options. Now, how does Light of Destruction come into play? Well, whenever an opponent sends a card or cards on the deck to the grave, another 3 are sent. So let's say opponent starts their turn with a Foolish Burial to set up something. Set up a Lightsworn that they want to have in the graveyard. Light of Destruction chain, 3 more are sent. They want to mill with Raiden after it's been normal summoned. That's 2 cards. Light of Destruction sends another 3. There's a trap card that sends 5 to the grave. Needlebug Nest. Some Lightsworn decks run it. 5 cards. Light of Destruction sends another 3. Mathematician if they want to use that. 1 card. This card sends another 3. Then the milling at the end phase, let's say they have a Raiden and Judgment Dragon on the field at the time. Raiden sends another 2. This card sends another 3. Judgment Dragon sends 4. This card sends another 3. By just activating 4 times, so let's say Foolish Burial. No, let's make this Foolish Burial, Solar Recharge, Raiden upon normal summon, and then Raiden end phase. Assuming they don't have Judgment Dragon or anything too major out. That's a quite likely scenario. You could also say instead of Solar Recharge, Charge of the Light Brigade to get the Raiden. Yeah, but so Foolish Burial, either Charge or Solar Recharge or Charge of the Light Brigade, Raiden normal summon, like Raiden ignition effect, and then Raiden's end phase effect. 4 things that mill. That's 1 card. Solar Recharge thins the deck out by 4, Charge by 4 as well, because 3 mill and 1 add. Solar Recharge 2 draw, 2 mill. So that thins it out by 4, so that's 5 cards total. Raiden then twice sends 2 cards. So that's 9 out of those 4 cards. Out of those 4 effects, 9 cards go away from the deck. Assuming you go first, you start with 5 cards, 35 left in the deck. Yeah. Let's say you have those cards I mentioned in your hand. 35. We just established 9 of them leave. That leaves 26 cards. With Light of Destruction, well, no, the opponent has to go second for this, so they start with 6, so the deck has 34. 9 cards are sent. 25 left. If the opponent who went first placed Light of Destruction face down and chained it to the first Foolish Burial, or whatever we use first, and the Lightsworn player then continues to still use their effects. In addition to the 9 that they sent to make it 25 cards left in the deck, for each effect, which are 4 in total, Light of Destruction sends another 3. 4 times 3 is 12, so instead of being left with 25, which is still quite a lot, especially for Lightsworn, they're suddenly left with 13. Which pretty much means, with their draw next turn, and some other millings that may occur, they have very few options left. They may be able to do the next turn, and if they don't take out Light Destruction then, the turn after that, they just can't draw anymore because deck is empty. That is, I think, the main power behind Light of Destruction. However, major weakness. Its strength is its weakness. It sends a lot of cards to the graveyard. These could include Lightsworns like Phalis and Wolf that can special summon themselves. This could be a Necro Garden or an Electromagnetic Turtle that can negate effects. It could be a Glow-A-Bulb to be special summoned from there. It could be just a bunch of Lightsworns. But then the opponent, like the Lightsworn player, has a Judgment Dragon. They were like, I couldn't do this before, but thanks to Light of Destruction, I can now summon JD. And then Judgment Dragon is just like, okay, major plays. Also, I'll just pay 1,000 life points to read your cards to make sure I don't deck out. That is the major risk. Judgment Dragon, Light Destruction, not necessarily even taken out, but Judgment Dragon can just destroy everything on the field. And even if it doesn't have to, it's still a big monster, doesn't require tributes to summon, and 3,000 attack. That's strong. And in addition to that, if it's just light monsters with different names, it could be a JD, it could be your Minerva, your Wolf, your Phalis, your Raiden, your Lumina, your Lila, your Rico, whoever. Have a couple of those, and then you'd be like Light Ray Diabolos. Whoopee! Various Light Ray monsters that could be used. I haven't seen them too often lately in Lightsworn decks, but they could then be summoned as well. So even the Light Destruction can definitely work as an anti-Lightsworn card. To deck them out fast, you have to be able to either stop their major plays like Judgment Dragon and stuff through maybe Vanity's Emptiness, and then hope you don't get MST'd on this card and or Vanities. You have to be able to stop their major plays so that they are sort of forced to mill, and then they'll eventually deck out. But then again, they won't really play a lot of their effects, so you won't really get a lot of use out of Light of Destruction. But then again, they don't really get almost any setup, so you can generally just win from there as well. Their fear of playing it safe, their fear and wanting to play it safe, could be their downfall in the end. Yeah, Light Destruction can be strong, is also weakness. Have you ever used it? I don't recall ever seeing this card before. Supposedly it's from the pack Light of Destruction. I don't recall seeing it before, and I've played Lightsworns myself and against Lightsworns too. Let's see what the tips say. Realm of Light appears in the card's artwork. This is primarily meant to be used against Lightsworn decks to make them deck out faster. Be careful, however, as this card can also speed up the summoning of Judgment Dragon and Lightning monsters. Exactly. Trivia. Realm of Light by some unseen force, likely the actual Light of Destruction. Okay. This card's effect could be an analogy. The excess of lights destroy the realm of lights, and this card can speed up the milling. Yeah, because the power of the light sort of that's in Lightsworns is their milling. Milling is their power, setting up the graveyard to do some major stuff with Judgment Dragon. And light is important. They're all light monsters, so you can combine the light and the milling together. If there's an over excess of light, it becomes the Light of Destruction. The over excess of milling is going to be deck destruction. You don't have any cards left in the end. Overcharging the Lightsworns with power, yeah. Comparing this card's artwork to the artwork of Realm of Light shows this card's artwork simply the Realm of Light heavily edited. Yep. Bill versus Darkroom Nightmare. Yeah, because Darkroom and Nightmare, we actually went over this in the Volcanic Doomfire video. When effect damage is dealt to the opponent, Darkroom of Nightmare deals additional effect damage. Same as with Light of Destruction, sending extra cards when things are milled. It's a recent addition to cards that share the name of the booster set, name of its subtitle, Curse of Anubis, Cyberdark Impact, Invader Darkness. First Sanctuary in the Sky. Okay, first card showing. There is the first card that's showing the same destruction. Light Destruction is an entity, yeah. I remember that, like the whole Society of Light and stuff. Um, if we go here, let's go here for a moment. By the destruction, we find the set. So it wasn't this set after all, but honest. I don't remember ever seeing it, but no, it could be me. Alright, that was the video for today. Hope you enjoyed. Have you ever used this in the deck, in your deck? Let me know. Think of some other strategies except Lights runs that it could be used with. I suppose so. Like, let's continue this for a bit. Things like Burning Abyss might want to set up their graveyard. Shaddolls with Mathematician in a sense. But Light of Destruction also sends more cards to the grave, which Shaddolls, Burning Abyss, they generally don't mind either. So, yeah. It's generally only really useful against Lights runs because they mill the fastest. They deck out the fastest because of that. Have you used it before, or are you maybe going to use it now? Try it out. Let me know in the comments. Now, something else I did want to ask you. In the past few videos, like whenever I record late afternoon or evening, it's dark. Like, look, the only light you're getting now is from my screen because most of it is white, as you can just see on screen right now in the video. That's the only light that I have on my face right now. Then I have my desk light here with me, which gives me some extra light. And I used to like do these late afternoon, especially evening videos, just with this light on. However, what I've done with some of them is actually switch on a few pretty big lights that are above my bed in the back. And you can see that by going back to some of the discussion videos like before this, like in the past week, 2 weeks. I'd like you to take a look at all of them that were recorded in the dark. I don't really say when at what time of the day I record them, but just take a look at the lighting. Which do you prefer? Because I feel that it feels better to do it with the light in the back. I personally didn't do it for this one because of Light of Destruction, and I wanted to destroy the light and get rid of it. Therefore, dark sort of theme. But I feel that it is how do I explain it? It feels nicer if the light is on. Let me just switch it on, and maybe I'll know then. And that is how I feel I prefer when I watch the videos back, like or either during editing or after having it uploaded. I prefer being this way. It feels it's been on the tip of my tongue for a while now. Engaging. That's it. It feels more engaging. I feel like I'm part of the video. I'm part of what I would like to listen to it more. I'm more drawn into what the person in the video, in this case me, is saying. I like the surroundings to be light, not dark, except when it is themed. Then it can be dark. And I feel it worked with like the evil laugh and stuff. But yeah, let me know also in the comments what you think of that and what you think I should continue doing whenever I use my webcam in the future with and I'm recording in the evening. Would you like me to with that light or without? What do you say? That was the video for today. Hope you liked it, and I will see you tomorrow. Goodbye.